Hey, welcome back. This is Jack. I know I haven't been streaming in a little bit. I entirely blame my cat Zane for being too adorable. Also my bipolarism. Also, I'm gonna just keep making excuses. Either way, I'm here now. I got a little art sketch I wanted to work on. I figured I'd hang out, do some streaming too while I'm at it. Um, had an idea for an animation that would be, it should be easy to do, asterisk. And I figured I'd go ahead and knock out doing it here on stream, because I haven't done a stream in a little bit. And I have been studying a bit of I forget the name of the method, but it's basically converting everything into triangles, circles, and squares and whatever to create the design. The problem with animation, though, is the fact that it takes up, you have to make so much tweening. So it's not just like the beginning and the end product, you have to do all the stuff in between. Hey, Gothic. So I'm going to see what I can do about making a prototype of a character for a um, animation I want to do. How's La Food doing? All right, we're going to just start with a simple circle. I'm going to undo that circle because the opacity is low, and I don't want the opacity low. Not yet, at least. All right. So I've also been playing a lot of Warhammer 40k Darktide. Who just got here? I'm assuming it has some form of chicken, knowing the way I've seen you eat. All right. So what I'm working on is a character I'm making up called Imperial Guardsman, currently known as Imperial Guardsman Mika. And Imperial Guardsman Mika is going to be a cartoony guardsman, probably Krieg guardsman for that matter, from Warhammer 40k, who is going to be something of a tutorial character. Oh, I'm stupid. Hang on. I said I was going to do this this part a very specific way, and I'm not doing it. I don't need to show legs for this character ever, so I don't need to worry about it. And the benefit to me doing this cartoony is I don't have to worry as much about proportions and general realism. I'm regretting I have my fan off right now, but I'm also too lazy to get into it. Oh no, no, you're fine. You're fine. Get some sleep. I'm just glad you came by to say hi to Daz, I'm sorry I haven't been streaming in a while, but I'm glad to see you come by. I'm glad to hear you doing all right. Feel free to check out this stream later so you can see the progress I made and any of the fun conversations that happened. All right, I'm not going to do them from the waist down. There's just no point. So we'll make a new layer where I can start putting on the skin of this character because this is that's the bones, we'll call it. We'll go back down to this, lower the opacity on the frame. There we go. Just enough I can see it, but not enough that's going to obstruct what I'm doing. All right. So let's start with the head again. The head is actually going to be very circular. That's why I didn't trim out the head during the skeleton process. The head is very intentionally very circular. Now, for those who don't know Warhammer 40k lore, Imperial Guardsmen, specifically of the Krieg, um, they tend to wear like World War One gas masks. So that's one of the reasons I chose that type of design because it allows me to not have to draw the mouth talking. I can just have them talking through the mask. because I don't want to have to animate a mouth talking. That'd just be tedious. My roommate just got home, so I'm going to have to unfortunately inform him the coffee is not fresh.
I can make some tea.
All right, I'm trying to decide on the eyes. The eyes are just going to be circular. There's nothing because they're looking through a gas mask. So it's not their actual eyes, but it's going to be treated as if it was. Not liking how I'm holding the pen right now. Now, that's probably not a good idea right there. We're gonna pull up a Krieg Imperial Guardsman real fast, just so I can get an idea. Oh, I'll get to watch the politics. Look at the politics I was watching because I forgot that jumped over to that screen when I had to unplug and replug in my tablet. Krieg gas mask. Let's see here. All right, it would be another circle, and I really don't like that. So it makes okay. I'll use it. I'll use it. It's supposed to be another circle. I don't like that, and I can easily just change it out and just go, "Hey, it's my cartoon. Screw you." But I'm not going to. I could. Ooh, I know how I'm going to do this. Hang on. I know exactly how I'm going to do this because it's actually a very conical. Um, it's actually more of a cone than just a circle. And once it gets colored, it'll look very different. Like you can spot the differences. All right. Once again, being colored, it'll look more presentable, if you would. Krieg also wear a trench coat because once again, they're very prominent in trench warfare. The characters are very much German World War II characters or World War One. Sorry. Because there is a lot of, unfortunately, Warhammer 40k has a lot of Nazism and stuff put in it randomly. Like not randomly, I would guess. Oh, I did want to show you all this. So the reason why I did that animation y'all saw last stream was this. Yeah! Some of y'all weren't here to see it like start up, and I wanted y'all to see that. I did use the animation, and I have a CRT filter over it, so it looks like it's just like an old timey screen. And I'm really proud of how that actually came out. I really am. I usually don't feel like my work comes out very well. That did. His torso will actually probably cut off right about there. I'm not going to draw anywhere below that. There's no reason for me to. Because once again, the character will never be shown above the waist. I don't plan on having him walk back and forth on screen. He'll just slide across. The arms will be one of the most animated things, and the eyes. They're more like filtered. They're part of like the goggles that you'd see in the World War II visors. I can turn this background off now, so I can start seeing it a bit better. Ah, shit, I messed up. There's a button on the pen that'll actually revert it over to another thing. And it keeps reverting over to the erase, which is probably supposed to. I'm not sure if I should change up the collar any. I'll decide on that later. Hey Vex, haven't seen you in a little bit. You been doing all right? I don't know how I want to do the hands yet, and I might want to make the arms a bit bigger, like thicker. So let's go back and redo the arms a little bit. Let's redo the arms. Once again, this is just the prototype. It's going to look clunky. And once again, I haven't decided on the hands yet. That looks a bit better. That's pretty good, actually. I know you were running on a shit computer for a good minute, at least 2 minutes. There we go. And then, of course, the required buttons. Now, right now, oof, yeah. Not only is your computer at that point a potato due to technology, just its age is causing a lot of like slowdown because it's starting to break down. Spin drives only last about 5 years before you see major issues. Um, I think no, I'm not going to give them the spike. Um, and then on top of that, the way technology evolves so fast, your computer is very behind on that. So, yeah, that's a big oof. That's a big oof. I haven't decided on hands yet. I haven't decided on hands yet. I'll have to think about it. Once again, this character is meant to be cartoony. So when I get to the coloring, it'll look a lot more obvious on what I'm trying to do specifically. So let's do this. I'm going to turn off the white filter on the back, drop layer 3 below layer 2, and we're going to start coloring. Now, once again, this is just a prototype. Basically, what this character is meant for is I'm planning on basically making them a tutorial character animation for Darktide. And I'm doing this because I'm bored and I want to do something. I like taking on new projects, and that's what I'm doing. Now, unfortunately, it means I never get any projects actually done. So we'll see how this goes. Like if you want to describe it, it's like if you ever saw the Loki show, it's like that time character in there. So, sorry, I had to shrink the paintbrush a lot. Mind you, I probably shouldn't be using the paintbrush. I almost never actually use the paintbrush. So I don't know why I bothered doing that. So let's go back to pencil. And now I gotta grow it up. Now the eyes are going to be function very similar to Spider-Man's. They're going to shapeshift frequently to depict the character's reactions. They're going to function actually very much like how eyes are supposed to. Hey Trickster, sorry, like I have to keep apologizing to everybody. Sorry I haven't been streaming lately. It's just, um, fuck. Um, I could give y'all a mountain of excuses. Ultimately, I haven't. Son of a, still on erase. I can give y'all a mountain of excuses, but ultimately it's my fault. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Now, first we're going to do a. It's still going to be a dark green. Let's put it on that. Let's see what it offers. That's a good choice. We're actually going to do this green a layer down, so I don't have to worry about the eyes as much. But no, I'm here now, and I'm sorry. Like once again, I do feel the constant need to apologize for missing streams and not. Um, it's a bit of mental health issues. It's a bit of general laziness. If I'm gonna be honest. Um, but I'm gonna lean heavily on explain it's the mental health issues. Should go ahead and color that in too. But no, I'm glad to see my community's been able to come by and at least say hello to me. That everybody's been doing okay, or at least they're here. I'm assuming you're doing okay, Trickster. You haven't like said anything particularly. You haven't said that you're having trouble or anything, so I assume everything's okay. All right, we're going to first. I'm just going to expand it. Oh, let me preserve that so it'll only color on things that have already been colored. No, it's too dark. I want it lighter. Oh yeah, no, no, I get that. I get that. That fight is evil. Or that whole thing is evil. Like it slows down the game so much. There we go. And I think I'll go over the mouth one more time. Yeah, one more. There we go. That's a nice shade of darkish green. I think I'll try to do it actually in reverse this time though. I'm going to paint it black at full, and then I'm going to go over it with green and see how that turns out for the coat. Tag. Tag. What are you talking about with tag? Um, what do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm not placing what you mean by tag. Oh shit, if I do that, I'll do it anyway. Okay, first we're just gonna go over all this with that. Yeah, the reason I really didn't want to do this now that I'm thinking of it, it's gonna cover up the detail I was already doing. But I'm hoping this will fix it when I go back over it with green. Yeah, it's bringing in the color again, but I'm not liking it. It's too dark. And then if I do it twice, it just gets over it. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on learning how to do. I'm very envious of artists who are able to work. That's not what I want. I want full opacity. Or almost. Let's do full opacity. I'm very envious of the artists who are able to do this on paper. And I think I'm using too much green. No, wait a minute. 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 That's right. Their coats are not green. Their goats are tan. That's right. I just remembered that. And I know this is peach, but you'll see. At least I hope you'll see. If I fuck this up, it'll look horrible. And I'll have to clean this up. I'll go ahead and put tan here in the center too, because fuck it, why not? All right, I'm not going to work on the arms just yet. Oh no, I haven't seen it. Tag, tag. I thought that it was an acronym for some reason. No, I hadn't seen the trailer yet. All right, sorry, I hadn't seen the movie yet. I'm really not good about going to see movies. You're right though. I did say I wanted to see it. I do want to see it. That's not a lie. Um, I don't know why I thought you were using an acronym. I guess that comes from my time in the military. Everything's an acronym to me. All right. What we're doing now, the reason why you see me go over everything with like a darker color with black is actually supposed to make it look like it's dirty. Oh, let me undo this. Hang on. We're going to lock transparency so I don't mess up the transparency. And I kind of wish I had done this as a different layer now that I'm looking at it, because then I wouldn't mess with the goggles at all. That's okay. If I go over an area I've already painted, it won't make a difference as long as I don't lift up the pen. Okay, that's one pass. Let's give it another pass. Now the buttons are going to be different, by the way. Yeah, I could probably find it on some streaming service or something like that. And one last pass. Yeah, I think this gives it the nice brown look. There, I just created the nice brown look that I'm looking for. And we're going to do this now and cheat, because now I can just mimic the color and I don't have to worry about shading anymore. What just happened? All right, there we go. No. Oh, that's what I did. Okay, hang on. There it goes. Brought it back. Opacity back to 100. Good. Good, good, good. We're going to turn off that lock so I can clean up the edges. What did I just hit? Okay. Oh, in case anyone cares, the new episode of Chainsaw Man came out. I haven't seen it, but my good buddy Mad Techie Mike, he's currently working at the theater, and he said it's a good movie. Like and he doesn't say that about a lot of movies. Like he's usually very pessimistic. So the fact that he says it's good means it's good. Yeah, but he's currently working at a theater as just an extra job to help out a friend kind of thing. And he said it's good. Yeah, he's doing it more as a thing for a friend, so it's not like he's hurting for money or anything. But yeah, he said it was really good. Because he's similar to me. He won't go see a movie unless someone drags him to go see it. Um, it's just the lack of motivation. Thinking of how I want to do the different layers or the different spots right now. Yeah, and the buttons will be changing. I'm just trying to decide on if I want to make them brass looking or if I want to make them silver looking. I think I'm going to go with brass. Making the undershirt black. But if you haven't been following on Chainsaw Man, it's on Crunchyroll and it's on Hulu. I would highly recommend watching it. I've actually been enjoying it. I've been usually catching the episodes as they drop, so it's like one of the few things. No, 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 no. He is still working at his other job. I'm not going to say what it is because that's his business. I probably shouldn't even said he's at the theater. Now, once again, I haven't decided on the hands yet. That's actually bothering me quite a bit that I haven't decided on the hands yet. I don't know what if I want to make them fully articulated hands or just leave it amorphous. As in, like, he doesn't physically look like he has hands. It's too much. Down Periscope. I know it's technically not a war movie because they don't go to war or anything like that, but down Periscope. And my reason for that is actually because it is the most accurate war military movie I've ever seen. The ranks are roughly right. The behavior of the enlisted is right. Um, I don't know why I felt like doing that just now. All right. Now the problem with this drawing is everything I do has to be able to be replicated in multiple sides. Oh no, it is a lot. And I live in Oregon where there's a good public transportation system, so I can get to them like it's nothing. It's very easy. It's either a train ride and a short walk, or just a train ride if I want to go into the city itself. So it's not like I can't go to it. It's legitimately I'm freaking lazy. Right now I'm going to leave him with no hands, just because I don't want to draw hands. It's not that I can't. I've been learning. At least that's what I'm going to tell you, and I hope you all believe me. So the name of this character currently stands at Sergeant Mika, but I'm more inclined to use the name that of the sharpshooter that I use in the game itself. Ophelia is the name because I play female characters in almost everything. Like if it's an option, I will play a female character. The only one I play that's male in that game. Not that I remember. I've seen quite a few. I've seen quite a few war movies back in the day, but I haven't watched any in a long time. I'm on the oh, actually, I'm on the wrong layer. Whatever. Oh no, I created a layer for this. That's right. Because I got to be able to articulate this character, which means I'll probably draw the individual limbs separately so that I can manipulate them. I just remembered I got my protein shake right there, so that's effectively my lunch or dinner, whatever the hell it is right now. All right. And now I got to figure out the buttons. I think I decided on brass, which I have to figure out what a good. Oh wait, no, I have no idea where to find a good brass. So instead, I'll just do a silver-ish, that'll be it. What'd you just find out?
Oh, never mind.
My roommate discovered something, and now he won't tell me. So now I'm going to be in suspense until.
Oh no, there was. I thought that you unplugged your thing.
Oh, okay. He was looking at my air fryer, and he saw it was unplugged, or he saw it was off, and he thought yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it. Nothing important. All right, I think this is a good point with this actually. The only last thing I would probably do for like the prototype, but like later sketches, I like the actual animation, I might not do just because it'd be tedious as hell to keep doing. Is just making the outfit a little bit more dirty looking by putting these uneven lines all throughout it. It has Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, John Candy, Slim Pickens, and Christopher Lee. I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I ever watched it. Especially if it's got Christopher Lee in it. Like
What's the name of it?
1941.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, my roommate's got it, so now I'll have to watch it, I guess.
Actually on DVD.
He has it on this archaic form of storage called DVD. I wonder if any of y'all have heard it before.
Spielberg hates that movie.
Any particular reason?
He made it
Any particular reason he hates it?
because he made it.
No.
His most proud moment.
Mm. Well, he also made Freakazoid, and he's not proud of that either.
Yeah.
Apparently, Steven Spielberg is not proud of it. Doesn't like that movie.
You'll love it.
No, it's got John Belushi and John Candy in it by default. And Dan Aykroyd. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Um, so my roommate agrees with all of y'all. I need to see the movie apparently, so I don't have a choice. Yes, it's been around since VHS. What's VHS? I'm joking. I know what all these things are. I'm 34 years old. I've lived through all this.
Ned Beatty trying to fire an AA gun inside a house.
I will say I like the movie Spies Like Us. Like I got to bring that one up. My roommate, when I was much younger, showed it to me, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Although I do feel the second and third act are not as good as the first act when they're in training. Like eventually, I might have to give him hands eventually, or give him her hands. The character's androgynous. That's why the name is the way it is. Although Ophelia would give it away perfectly.
Spies Like Us, directed by Fozzie Bear. Frank Oz.
My roommate just pointed out Spies Like Us not only has Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, I think it's Dan Aykroyd, in it, but it was directed by Fozzie Bear. I think I'm almost done with what I wanted to do. Trying to find my layers here because I don't name any of them, unfortunately. Oh, that's because it's above it, so I should be able to. Why is it not letting me draw? What is this witchcraft? Oh, it's because it's set to erase. All right. I love Stripes. Stripes is really fucking good. Like what that one is really good for the first and second act. The third act is a little lacking. Like I feel like it just doesn't keep up the comedic tempo that the rest does. But I really do enjoy it. It is a good movie. Um those are all really good movies, but I can't like the only war movies I can enjoy are comedies. Trying to watch serious ones just to end up annoying the hell out of me. I know what I need to do. The arms need to have like a little bit of extra thickness around the armpit area to make it look like the trench coat is bigger than it should be. Um, Let me see if I can pull up a picture of what a Krieg Guardsman actually looks like. Sorry, power cable's going across my keyboard. This right here is what a Krieg Guardsman kind of looks like. I could do the shoulder plates. That would make a difference right there. Um, I could definitely start doing like some of the shoulder plates or like the vent mask that comes out of it and bring it to the chest area. That definitely would give some more detail. But once again, the more detail I add, this is more things I have to replicate for each animation I do. Because I like the idea of this character being like my mock spokesperson for the game Darktide, which is a fun game. I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's on all systems. I'm not sure. Um, I don't even play sharpshooter. Like I've dabbled with it, but I just really don't like the range combat. And the few times I do play guardsman, the guardsman character, I'm like right into melee with a knife the whole time. Um, Although I'm debating if I should keep the mask that color. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to tweak all the colors. Like if I bring it closer to like this, where the mask is the brown and then the rest is blue, I can definitely get away with that. I think that would definitely be a much more better look, or a color scheme, I should say. When did the Krieg go to Kachan? I have no idea. Also, hi Pepe. So this is definitely prototype one. Um, this is definitely prototype one. I'm gonna have to change the color scheme. What are y'all thoughts? Y'all got anything for me? Any suggestions on how I can tweak this? Like around the mouth area, I'm definitely gonna need to play with. I'd also probably add dots in, but if I add the cable or the whatchamafuck, and not to mention all this is gonna be drawn separately. So, and the reason for that is so I can piece together what I want it to look like. Oh, okay. Well, no, remember Kriegsmen in Warhammer 40, yeah, tend to have like that kind of hat. At least how I see it in my head. Oh yeah, they don't in this one. Damn it! I've always seen them have the other kind of head, so I'll have to tweak it or leave it like it is and say screw you. That's why. Because are you my mummy? Yeah, I know. But I will point out one, it's the best doctor. Two, it's the like one of the few times he's had a complete success. No one died. He even goes just for once, no one die. And then after that, almost every one of them have had made a "Are you my mummy?" joke. I think the only one who didn't was Matt Smith, because I do remember David Tennant does. He just turns to one of the soldiers and goes, "Are you my mummy?" And then I know Peter Capaldi does it when he's literally hunting a sentient mummy, and he goes, "Are you my mummy?" So, and I feel I must point out he tells a whole bunch of zombified like people go to your bed, go to your room, you're in trouble, and they listen. Like we have to talk about that. Um, like no, I'm a really big fan of Doctor Who, so yeah. So ultimately, my failure is I wasn't looking at the source material close enough, so so for version two, I'm definitely gonna have to add the tubing. I'm gonna tweak the helmet because I still want to keep the domish look for the top of the head, so I don't have to do like any other details. But the tube will definitely help make that look a bit more better. Um, the eyes are definitely going to be the thing. So let me show you what I mean by the eyes. So right now the eyes are in that shape because it's just a prototype, and I was just trying to do a base sketch without any real animation done to it. But in later versions, when he's talking, his eyes will change. Let me just make the brush bigger. His eyes will actually change. The circles will roughly stay. Yeah, I know. I actually did a video on that in my Coffee Over Gaming channel. I actually talked about that. He looks like he's temporarily the 14th Doctor because they've already announced the next Doctor. So it looks like he's just there for a specific event. Someone commented in that suggesting they really need to have him say that he's ready to go now. Like the eyes will change like that, like where he's happy, the eyes will go like that. Um, they'll also change to this. Like the white parts are supposed to be like his pupils actually moving around. So the emotion for the character is going to be his hand movements and his eyes, and also the voice. The voice is going to be very high pitched for a reason. It's meant to be cartoony. Um, I might take a screenshot of what, or get a friend to take a screenshot of what my character looks like in Dark Tide, so I can use that as a basis instead of like what other people have done. And the reason for that is because it's a character from Dark Tide. It's my character from Dark Tide that I'm wanting to animate like tutorials on the game. So yeah, yeah. That the final episode of David Tennant was just epic in its own way. Like where he's dealing with the master. And I went a long time without seeing it because I usually missed a lot of these the Christmas specials and stuff. Mind you, I haven't seen After Capaldi, so I don't know how Jodie did. I've heard she didn't do good, but I'm thinking more like she had bad scripts. She did the role right because she's a good actress. Um, because I do know like the since we're now done with the art side, I'm gonna switch screens. Hang on. There we go. All right. Now we come to the next part of my stream where I'm going to talk about what's going on in the news. I have some fun stuff I want to talk about. Let me move my keyboard to my lap. All right. And y'all can see what that looks like. There's my desktop. Y'all can look at that. All right. Don't forget to hit that like button, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna make my mistake that I always do and just like do a rapid scroll through my Twitter for you guys because this is a part of it. So this is my Twitter, and I'm just gonna scroll through it. Oh, that's as far as I can go. On computer, it's been doing this. If I scroll too far one direction, it just goes to black. Like it's usually like right after an ad too. I can refresh it, and there'll be different stuff like for the top five. But if I scroll too far once again, darkness. In case you were wondering, this is Kitty Bit Games. I've done a video about her, and she's an amateur bodybuilder, whatever you want to call her, and she motivates the hell out of me. So, but that's what it's been doing. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering what this is, it's because my camera is a actual camera. This is the software for it to talk to my computer. Yeah, Spirited with Ryan Reynolds. Hang on, I think I know which one you're talking about. There we go. Yeah, it's a new movie, so I definitely haven't seen it. Oh, and it's in theaters right now. But yeah, I have not seen it. Obviously. So, oh my god. So I just pulled up a picture of Will Ferrell, and like he has aged. Like that's nothing against him. It's just I hadn't seen what he looked like in a while, and he just looks so much older. Like nothing against him. Once again, Ryan Reynolds doesn't look like he ages, and of course, we all know Keanu Reeves doesn't age. I'm really looking forward to the Ballerina TV show. Look like it's going to be good. It takes place in the same universe as John Wick, but also John Wick itself, the next John Wick movie. It's going to be like he's 6'1". God damn, I feel short now. Let's see. When does it come out again? Once again, I'm just annoyed. He's so much taller than me. Comes out this year. Let's go to the IMDb. That's the Wikipedia. Here we go. Yeah, they pushed back its release date. It was originally supposed to come out around the time of Matrix 4, but then they pushed it back a year, which is good. I want them to make it good. Lance Reddick is another one of the actors I really do like. I'll pull up his history and you'll see why I like him. But Ian McShane's in it. Seeing a lot of returning faces, a lot of new faces. The Elder's making a return. I'm interested. Clancy Brown, who the fuck is he gonna be? Oh, somebody pointed something out in John Wick 1. I'll pull up the scene, but first, um, Lance Reddick, I'm really a fan of his. He shows up in a lot of random things, and you forget it's him until you know it's him. Like he was in Resident Evil as Albert Wesker, all of them. I did know he was in Jonah Hex. I did know he was in White House Down. Um, but like he is the voice of Zavala. He is the voice of Cylons in Forbidden West. Um, he was in Godzilla vs King Kong. I forget who. But yeah, he shows up in a lot of random things. And then when you pick him out, when you realize it's him, you're like, oh my god, it's him. I just absolutely love. He's a great actor, and not to mention he's really active in Twitter. Oh yeah, he was Alan Rails in Rick and Morty. That's right. Um, he makes a lot of. He's really active on Twitter, and he's like just legitimately a good guy. And I love it when you like have an actor or an actor or a person you really like, and you're like, oh yeah, and he's also he played Ra's al Ghul. Damn. Once again, I'm like finding out more and more people he played that I didn't know just by scrolling through his IMDb. Anyway, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Actually, there's a fun story about why he said boy all the time. Um, I'm pulling up the actual story on it, so you guys don't think I'm just pulling it out of my ass. When a game is popular as 2018 God of War, namely, he spoke about why Kratos calls his son boy throughout the vast majority of the game. That was born from the fact that I couldn't think of a good name for the kid, Barlog said in an interview. Basically, they didn't know what the kid of the name. I'm telling it anyway because other people might know it. They didn't know the name of the kid. He hadn't come up with it. So the voice actor who played Teal'c, I absolutely love it. He looks funny when he's out of character. And that's another thing. Um, he said boy over and over again to fill in as a placeholder. And then, but they liked it so much that they eventually just added in. Eventually, he did start using his name as like an emotional changeover. I'm forgetting the actor's name, but Christopher Judd, that is. Like, you got to see how he looked when he was collecting his award. Like, seeing him out of his role of Teal'c really throws me off. Because I've always seen him look like this. This is what he's always looked like to me. But now, like, you see him go to, like, the awards, and he's got his hair grown out, and he's got this big shit-eating grin on his face, and you're like, I'm not... Teal'c smiling scares me. But seeing Christopher Judd smile, he's got this huge, warm smile. Like, the fact that this guy right here smiling does the voice acting for this guy. And my good buddy Troll, who's going to be getting back into streaming soon, I'm pretty happy about that. He said, I can't see Christopher, the voice actor, because he didn't know his name, who played Kratos in the recent games, being able to play him in a live action. I said, you know he played Teal'c, right? Indeed. He does that, actually. Hang on. No, I'm not gonna do this search on here. I don't want y'all finding out my search history. I'm not gonna lie, it'll be very questionable. Y'all find out how much random, not good things I look up. There's a compilation. Hang on. There is a 4-minute clip of him just saying "indeed." Oh, and I also got to do this one once again. Not letting y'all see my search history. Let's see here. Hang on. I also got to pull up a Babbling Brook thing now. Anyway, let's see here. Here we go. Out of all of Stargate, they will never top this moment. Yep. They will never top this moment in any of, like, anything. Like, I just love this. You have this colonel, later general in the military, army, I think. Air Force. No, Air Force. You can't hear? Oh, okay. Hang on. My audio's been futzed up. Thank you. And it hasn't gotten to the part yet, so. Let me, my audio's been futzed up because of reasons. Basically a lot of updates. Hang on. Thank you for pointing that out, actually. Let's see here. Go here, here. Capture. Thank you for pointing that out. The only reason I knew the voice would work is because I use that for other things. All right, let me go back over to audio. This should work.
Right.
There we go.
Oh, this is cool. I can pretty much do anything I want, can't I?
He basically, the first thing he does is flip the light switch over and over again.
If you wish, you may appear to us as a hawk.
He, like, they cut the scene, but he keeps doing that until he's told, until Teal'c does it. Yeah, that's another good one. That's another good one. Like, they have so many good episodes. Like, I do feel the show went downhill after O'Neill left. It definitely could have been better. I didn't realize I was blown up that much this whole time. Sorry, I wanted to finish my protein shake so I could start drinking my coffee. And now we got to play a Babbling Brook thing because I just love her work. It just gives me so much inspiration for my own stuff. Now, by the way, she recently got her channel back. So toss her a subscribe and send her some love. She did a good video talking about. I'm just gonna pull it up so you guys can see it. Talking about the whole incident, and this is her channel, Babbling Brook. She inspires me for my own animations. I really deeply respect her. This is my favorite of the Funk Walk. And she does it's a lot of Markiplier stuff, admittedly. So if you're not a fan of Markiplier, you might not like it as much. And she did this in 24 hours. Like, and I've gone over the detail on it before. There's not, because there's a thing called tweening. So between actions, you have the tweening. So think of it this way: someone waves. You have here and here. I'm off screen. Hang on, we'll do the other hand. Here, then here. But you also have to have a spot in between, so the animation's not blink blink. You can do that as a stylistic choice, but if you want to make it look realistic, you have to do what's called tweening. Now, the biggest example of tweening in this is the feet. Watch the feet. They have a middle point where it's stepping. The other bit of tweening is his shoulders and their butts jiggling. That's called tweening. Y'all can see I have a lot of like, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, toss her a follow, toss her a subscribe if you want to see like some pretty funny animations. Like she does some really good ones. I really like her Raft series. I think she did a third one recently, or did she do a third? Let's see, where's it? Yeah, she did Tape 2. Yeah, no, third Raft. Yeah, third Raft right here. And then she's got some generally good content. Woo! Watch her stuff. She doesn't have a terrible too much, but considering the fact she's animating all this. Oh, this is this is what I found her work.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome to.
And I knew I was gonna like her content because of this scene right here. Hang on.
Hey. Well, hello. Who the hell are you? Oh, what the hell? Oh, is that me? Okay, then. What?
That's what won me over immediately. I'm like, okay, she's got a humor I love. And she also does a Lady Dimitrescu cosplay, which I really like. By the way, Crisis Core is very fun. I was just looking here and I saw that Crisis Core is a lot of fun. I do recommend it. If you haven't already played it. I'm going to pull it up real fast. So you guys can understand like how dumb I am. Oh, cool. It showed up on the right screen for once. I'll shrink myself down. I'm smaller now. I can't believe it was actually done on Unreal Engine. I'm actually really surprised about that. Unreal Engine does a lot of stuff. Controller, work. Work, controller. All right, I'm going to unplug controller. Plug controller back in. Sniper Elite 3. I've heard good things about that one. Like, I can't play games like that. All right, you know what? I'm just going to push button. Maybe now it'll work. I really don't want to restart it. Okay, cool. It's working. I'm only on chapter 6. Now, here's why I'm dumb. Y'all want to know why I'm dumb? I am dumb. I'll put a dunce hat on my head. Here's why I'm done. So I'm only in chapter 6, and I have been doing nothing but the side missions for no freaking reason. And so I've got some of the end-game tier gear for no freaking reason. I have the Genji gloves, the Zedrich, and the Genji helm a lot sooner than I'm supposed to. So anything I do in the story right now, anything I fight in the story, just insta-dies. Let's see if I can get out here and get into a fight real fast. Whether I'm using magic or not. Let's see if I can go find a fight. You know what, I'll just drop into a quick mission. The only places I have trouble with is like the other late game stuff. Where the frick did the save thing go? Oh, there it is. Let's see here. Zach cleanup guy. See, this is okay. This is rank 7. I think it's 9 and 10 I have issues with, but we're still doing. This is still high end. This is still high end mission stuff, and I haven't done this one. So. Oh, I hate these things. Oh, let's see here. Do I have anything that's just gonna ignore it? Oh yeah, costly punch. Actually, I can just use that. These guys have an insane amount of DR. But it's the only reason they survive. But that's because they give you a lot of SP, which is used for improving your materia. Come on. Come on, something normal, pick a fight with me.
Activating combat mode.
Really? Didn't I just say... Okay, you know what? Costly punch. There. That ignores all defenses, and I just literally did the max amount of damage in a single hit.
Activating combat mode.
All 3 of them, single hit. And not to mention that ability also regenerates my health. Or it steals their health, I should say. So yeah, that's my mistake. I went out of my way to like get really far into this game for no effing reason.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Just like that. Now, mind you, the super secret boss that you can fight one-shots me. So I'm not ready for that yet.
Conflict resolved.
And like that, I just beat that whole little mission. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off this. Actually, I'm gonna probably bring the stream to an end because I want to go back into drawing some more, but I don't have the motivation right now. This was just kind of an impromptu thing because I haven't streamed in a while, and I need to. So you know all the usual stuff. Like, subscribe, share, all the usual stuff.